Number patterns. Question 3. Input-output number patterns. These are very important number patterns for the children in primary and junior schools, and it will help them to do good in maths, right? So here we have an input-output table where this is a set of inputs and these are the outputs, right? Let's go through the questions. Complete the table below. So copy the table and complete it. That means you figure out what these things are. And then part B is describe the input-output pattern. How do you get output of 20 from input of 4? Describe how do you get from 3 to 15, right? See, write the pattern rule in two different ways. So there are different pattern rules here. You should write the pattern rules for inputs, pattern rules for outputs, right? You can also write pattern rule as you go from input to output. Find 10th and 50th term. So if you understand all these things, you'll be able to answer the D part, which is 10th and 50th term. Okay? So copy the question and do it yourself. And that is how you have to do all these questions in this set of number patterns. Here are my suggestions, right? So how do you get these terms? Do you see a pattern? From 1 to 5, 2 to 10, 3 to 15, 4 times 5 is 20. So it seems that the input-output pattern is input times 5. That gives us output, right? I think that is a good pattern. So 5 times 5 is 25, so we get 25 here. Like this we can fill up, right? Okay. One more thing in writing pattern rule is, how do you get 10 from 5? So if you go from 5 to 10, 10 minus 5 is 5. So that means you have to add 5 each time, right? So if you add 5 each time, you get the next term. Do you see that? That is a way to get the next term. Add 5 each time. When I add 5 to 25, I get 30. Do you see that? So like this, I can get the next term, right? Now, write the pattern rules in two different ways. Now, one rule is start at 5, right? So we say output. So we say output. Pattern rule is start at 5 and then add 5 each time. So that could be one pattern rule. The other could be times 5 the input. Do you see? That is the other pattern rule, correct? So you can have two pattern rules, right? Find the 10th and 50th term. So 10th term, one way is you can extend the table and find it. But it's very difficult to do it 50 times. It takes a lot of time. So what we will do is, we can use the rule times 5. So the 10th term is, so 10th term, what is the 10th term? 10th term will be 10 times 5, which is 50. And the 50th term will be, how much? Tell me. 50 times 5, which is 250. It's a big number. 5 times 5, 25. Add 1 0. Do you see that? Put a 0 first and then 5 times 5, 25. That is how you can answer this question. But copy the question and do it on your own. Like that, copy all of these questions one by one and do them yourself. That will give you a lot of confidence. Thank you and all the best.